Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Ravi from New Guy Survival, and today we're going to take a look at my Maxpedition pocket organizers. I have the Beefy, the Skinny, and the Mini, and they all have different uses, so I like to keep all of them together when possible, but if I need to only grab one, it's going to be this guy. This is my survival pack. It has the most in it, so we'll do today's video on this one, and then in the next video I will get into these that are still important, but this is going to be my primary kit that I always want to have on me. So with that all being said, let's get into it. So this is my Maxpedition Beefy. This is kind of my all-around survival everyday carry pack. I have a couple other packs that we talked about that I'll do feature videos on, but this is the one that I'm going to tackle today. And like I said, this is kind of my survival overall pack. This isn't the all-encompassing, but this is where the majority of my stuff that I carry every day, or when I go out into the woods, stuff like that. This is what I'm going to carry. It's a very large pack. I mean, not too large, but it fits a ton of stuff. I think it's 8.5 inches tall by 6.5 inches wide, and it's listed at 2 inches wide, but in thickness. But as you guys can tell, I have it stuffed pretty full, so it's more like 4 inches. So just a couple of things I've done to the outside. I have my Mora knife attached to the back using some paracord on the molly webbing. I think I have about 10 or 15 feet of paracord attaching it to the pack, and then I have another 10 or 15 feet wrapped around the knife itself, around the sheath. I have just a little button compass here attached to the zipper pull for the main compartment zipper. On the front here we have a little Velcro compartment, where on the inside of here I just got a little first aid kit, nothing too cosmic. I got some AAA antibiotic ointment, some antiseptic wipes, some gauze, and some band-aids in there. Then I keep it in this big pouch, this big plastic pouch, because this can also be used as a way to collect water, bring some water back to camp. So this is a good thing to have, these thick mill plastic bags. So getting into the pack itself, that's really all I've done on the outside. So I also keep a bandana in here usually. I just used it this weekend when I was out, so I forgot to put it back in after I washed it. So I usually keep that in the front also. Getting into the pack, we'll start on this side and then make our way to this side. So here I got a little Night Eyes Innova flashlight. It's just a 2-setting flashlight. It's pretty good. Nothing too crazy. It has a pocket clip. You can also flip this pocket clip around and throw it on the brim of your cap if you want to use it as like a headlamp. So that's just a little flashlight. I have this fire starter here that is amazing. This stuff, I don't know if you guys can see it, this is just a half of the stick. I think it's made by Combat Wild Gear. You just cut off a little chunk of this, and this stuff takes a spark phenomenally, and it burns for a very long time. You can't put it out. I mean, I've run this under my kitchen sink, and no amount of water or wind or anything is going to put this out. So this stuff is really good. This is kind of my last resort fire tinder. If I'm just having one of those days and I don't feel like putting in a lot of work, or you know, it's really wet out, whatever, my other fire, you know, my other tinder, or the natural tinder that I have gets wet or whatever, this is a really good backup to have. Like I said, it's usually, I think it comes in a 6-inch stick. I just keep a little half stick in here. And then here's my my ferro rod. I mean, nothing crazy. It's just a typical little ferro rod, and the back here has the striker in it. And then I have a just a Bic lighter. You know, everybody knows how to use a Bic lighter. These things are great. Again, this isn't my go-to. I usually try and use my fire steel when possible, but if need be, I can use this. Some more fire tinder, some fire starter. I got some just some cotton ball with petroleum jelly. You know, you see everybody online saying how awesome this stuff is, and man, they are not kidding. This stuff seriously takes a spark and will burn for quite a while. I remember the first time I ever used this stuff, I was actually surprised at how fast it takes a spark. It's, you know, first spark most times, you're good. Continue with the fire starting. I have some stormproof matches, stormproof, windproof. These things, like that fire tinder I have down there, will not go out no matter what you do to them. These things will, you can blow on them with a hair dryer, or dip them in your bathtub and then pull them back out, and these things will always be lit. And I have a couple of strikers for them as well. I think they come in packs of usually 2 boxes. Each box, I think, is 25 matches, so I just put 10 of them in a little bag to save space. And then in here, a little chapstick case, but on the inside, I use this chapstick up, and then on the inside there's I don't want to pull it all out, but it's just a little sewing kit. I have some black and white thread, some I think 3 or 4 needles, and then 3 or 4 safety pins in there. And then, I mean, obviously safety pins can be used for a ton of stuff, not just sewing, but it's a nice little kit to have. And I mean, it's in a chapstick case, so it's super compact and very useful. I just got a little Cliff Bar. I like the cool mint chocolate. You know, it kind of reminds me of mint chocolate chip ice cream. But you know, just a little energy boost, a little morale boost. I mean, they come in at 250 calories, so it's a pretty good little snack. If you have a long day out and you're hungry, this will hold you over for a little bit. Very hearty snacks. Back here, there's a little pouch. It has a little key ring on it that I don't have anything attached to, but I see a lot of guys will you know, put a flashlight on here, or you know, even just attach their car keys so they don't lose them when they're out in the bush. Back in here, though, I have just a couple of zip ties. These can be used for a number of things, so I keep these handy. I got a ton of duct tape. I think this is like 20 feet of duct tape, which doesn't seem like it's a lot when it's right here, because I got it folded down on this little piece of plastic boarding, I guess, if you would. So it packs down super flat, but obviously duct tape, super useful. Can be used for a number of things. So great for repair, you know, even like a wound closure, stuff like that. So these are super good. You use this with the gauze, and you got a, you know, pretty good little wound kit. Here I got I think this is about 5.5 feet worth of aluminum foil, 5.5 long and then a foot wide. This stuff is super useful for all kinds of things. You can use it for a signaling device because the other side is shiny, or what what I keep it in here primarily for is a backup food preparing device. You can even boil water in these things. I've done it. I plan on doing a video on showing you how to craft a bowl out of tin foil and then subsequently boiling water with that bowl. It's super useful, and to make a bowl you really only need like 3 feet or so, and you'll be all right. I think that might be all I have in that compartment. Yep. So moving over to this side, I have a Sawyer System bag, the 32-ounce bag, and I have a little closed top on it. So obviously this can be used to collect water with, because water is obviously one of the most important things, if not the most important thing to have. You'll die in 3 days if you don't have water. So having many ways to get water is super important. So I keep a ton of ways to get water. So that's the bag, and then obviously I have the Sawyer squeeze. This thing is super useful, great filter. I also have the just the squeeze top to drink out of, and then I have the little tube attachment for the back to obviously attach a tube like a straw or something to the back to be able to drink water with. Here I just have a little sponge and a little thing of Dawn dish soap. I think this is just a 1 ounce or a ½ ounce. I think it's a 1 ounce little bottle, an Nalgene bottle, and then just an 1.5 by 1.5 square piece of sponge that I've thrown in this little bag. It's just great to be able to clean up your dishes and stuff, so you're not trying to use dishes that have you make coffee in a bowl that was just had some kind of food in it. Just nice to be able to keep stuff clean. I'm a big fan of cleanliness when I can, little niceties. Here I have just a spork. I mean, kind of self-explanatory. They're super easy to pack. They're lightweight, and obviously they're nice to be able to eat with. So you don't have to forge a stick, and yeah. Here I got just a little bit set. Actually, originally I bought this because it has a T7 bit in it. I think it comes with 10 different bits, some flatheads, some torque bits, and some Phillip heads bits. So you just take the bit out. There's 10 of them back there, like I said, and then bam, use it. I bought this for my everyday carry knife. It has the clip got bent a little bit, so I needed a T7 to repair it. And so moving on, I have just a little cruddy DeWalt pocket knife. Nothing too cosmic with this. It's not a great knife, but I keep it in here just for a backup if the knives that I do carry, if I lose my Mora, or if I lose the knife that I keep in my pocket, if I lose any of those, it's a backup blade nonetheless. Just got a little Gerber suspension multi-tool. I keep this really because of the pliers. Pliers are super useful. So I have this, and then I have a couple of little, there's some tools on it, some scissors and some Phillip and flatheads. I have a couple of blades. I have a just a regular blade, and then I have a little saw, stuff like that. So serrated blades. So I keep this in here. Very handy tool. Like I said earlier, water super important. So I have these aqua tabs for water purification. I keep 10 of them in here. I think they come in a pack of 30 or so. Keep these in here. Another source of getting water, or purifying drinkable, making sure water becomes drinkable. Here I got some instant coffee from Starbucks and some sugar packets. I drink my coffee black with some sugar. This isn't my go-to coffee source when I'm out in the bush, but this is just a backup. You know, if I forget to bring my other coffee, or if I run out of my other coffee. I love drinking coffee, especially when I'm out in the bush. You know, when I'm out sitting by a campfire, I love to have a hot cup of coffee, so I gotta keep this stuff around. I'll do a video in the future about how I do my coffee when I'm not using these. It's actually a little different than what I've seen most people do, so I will do a video for that, and to keep a lookout for that. Got just 25 feet of extra paracord. So, you know, that's in addition to the paracord that I have wrapped around the knife and holding it to the pack. It's 25 feet, depending on, you know, how far you're planning on making your line. This should be enough to make a ridge line for a tarp. And if not, I can, you know, use the cordage that I have on the back there, and then attach the two, and make the line a little bit bigger if need be. And then the prize and jewel, I guess, if you would, is the Pocket Boy silky saw. I don't see a lot of people putting these in their packs, but I think it's a great addition to this pack. I got room for it, and this is a tool that is super useful when you're out in the bush. Just a little simple saw, folding saw, but this thing works well above its weight class, and I love this thing. So, you know, if you guys can, I would highly recommend any of the silky saws, the Pocket Boys, the Gom Boys. They're all phenomenal saws. So I would highly recommend getting you one of these. So behind all the webbing, there is a little Velcro, or excuse me, not Velcro, zippered compartment. And in here I got a straw, the little drinking tube for the Sawyer. So it just attaches on there, and then, you know, I can either drink straight out of the water source, or use that bag that I had my med kit in, and fill that up with water and drink out of that. So it's a good tool, like I said, for water, because water is just so important, especially if you're in any kind of hot weather conditions. Also back here I have a SOL survival blanket, or the little space blanket, Mylar. These things, you know, emergency blankets, they can keep you warm. They can be used for signaling. They can be used to make a little impromptu shelter if need be. Keep you out of the cold, keep you out of the hot. These things are super useful in an actual emergency situation. So obviously this isn't my primary means of shelter or anything like that. I use a hammock sleep system, so I keep my sleep system, my primary shelter, which is my clothing. I'm going to keep all that stuff obviously as intact as I can, but if it really comes down to it, I have this, and this thing will keep you alive for a while. So good to have one of these hanging around. I think that is it. So that's everything I have that I keep in my Beefy Maxpedition pocket organizer. I have, like I said, I have a few other videos on the other pocket organizers that I keep. If you guys are interested in those, keep an eye out. So if you guys have any questions or concerns or suggestions about any gear that I have in this kit, please feel free to leave a comment below, If you enjoyed or thought anything in this kit was useful, please give me a like or thumbs up, and hit that subscribe button. It would be greatly appreciated, any of the support that you guys can give me. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the next video.